In this study session, you shall learn how to solve equations of the form displayed on the screen. Suppose you are told to solve by finding the real solution of the equation x plus 1 all squared minus 6 divided by x squared plus 2x plus 3 equals 3. What do you do? Some may be tempted by multiplying the equation through by the denominator here, x squared plus 2x plus 3. If you do so, you get a polynomial equation of degree 4, and that might take your time in finding the solution. So you can make the equation simpler. First, expand the term x plus 1 all squared. If you expand that term, you get x squared plus 2x plus 1. Then we have a minus 6 here, which is divided by x squared plus 2x plus 3. And of course, the left-hand side is equated to 3. Next, observe that the term x squared plus 2x is reflected in the denominator here. And of course, you can say you choose p to be equal to x squared plus 2x. And if you do so, the equation reduces to, instead of x squared plus 2x here, we have p plus 1 minus 6 divided by, instead of x squared plus 2x here, we have p, and then you add 3 to it. Equate the left-hand side to the right, which is 3. The next is to multiply through by the denominator to remove this term. And how do you do that? Multiply the first term here by p plus 3. The second term here too by p plus 3, and you'll be left with 6. And the right-hand side of the equation, you must also multiply by 3. Upon further simplification, you can expand this. You observe that this, when you expand, you have p squared plus 4p plus 3. And of course, we have a minus 6 here, which of course we equate to the right-hand side. On expanding that, we have 3p plus 9. Collect like terms, we observe that this is p squared, and of course we observe this is 4p, and of course we subtract 3p, we simply have plus p. And if you observe this 2, 3 minus 6, we have minus 3, and of course subtract 9, we have minus 12, and this will be equated to 0. Closely, you see that the factors here are simply 4 and minus 3. And of course, we can factorize the expression to get p plus 4 and what? P minus 3, and this will be equated to 0. Observe that p plus 4 equals to 0 will satisfy this equation. Also observe that p minus 3 equals 0 will also satisfy the equation. But do you recall what p is? We chose p to be x squared plus what? 2x. Good. Now, for p plus 4, which is equal to 0, that will imply, it will imply that x squared plus 2x, which is p, then plus 4 will be equal to 0. A close look at solving this using the general formula. You recall the general formula? Minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a will give us some information about the solution for x. Now, when we are using this formula, we recall that the general form the quadratic equation takes is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So in other words, we are saying a, when you look at this, is 1, b is what? 2, and c is what? 4. Good. And if you put that directly, you'll see that x, simply put, is minus 2 plus or minus square root of b squared, which is 2 squared, 4, minus 4ac. And that is 4 times 1 times 4, which is 16. And then we divide by 2. A close look at what we have inside the square root shows that x here is not a real solution. Why? Because 4 minus 16 is minus 12. And when you take the square root of minus 12, it is not real. So in other words, the value of x we obtain here for p plus 4 equals 0 will not be real. Okay, we tried the other one, which is the case in which we obtain p minus 3 to be equal to 0. Let's try that. Clearly, we see that for p minus 3 to be equal to 0, since p is x squared plus 2x, we are saying that x squared plus 2x minus 3 will be equal to 0. And the factors here will be 3 and minus 1. And if you factorize, you have x plus 3 and x minus 1 is equal to 0. Solving that, we see that x equals minus 3 will satisfy the equation, and also x equals 1 will definitely satisfy the equation. So these solutions definitely are real. And this x equals minus 3 and x equals 1 are in fact the solution, the real solution of the equation which we have to solve, x plus 1 squared minus 6 divided by x squared plus 2x plus 3 is equal to 3.